In the last video in this series about making your blues soloing more interesting, we covered using the pentatonic scales over the 12-bar blues progression. Now I know that's probably really easy for a lot of you, it's really straightforward, but we have to start from somewhere. The pentatonic scale, although it's a good scale for soloing, is a bit boring and overplayed and overused, right? Wrong. Today we're going to be looking at something called pentatonic substitution, which takes the pentatonic scale and turns it upside down and inside out several times. If you know your standard pentatonic scale and you're already bored with it, then keep watching. Hey guys, this is Rob, your online guitar teacher. Now, if you already know your pentatonic scale, you may also know that if you take any pentatonic scale and move it down 3 frets, so 1, 2, 3, so I'm going from the 12th fret to the 9th fret, and play that scale, you've gone from the minor pentatonic to the major pentatonic scale. This means we can take all the scale shapes we used last time in the minor pentatonic video and move them down 3 frets and we'll get the major pentatonic version. This also means that we've got 5 shapes for the pentatonic scale that work in both major and minor keys depending on where you play them. So let's take a look at some of the theory of what's going on here. We're playing over an E5 chord for the first 4 bars. This means we've got an E note and a B note. That's your root note and the 5th, hence E5, also known as a power chord. In practice, these are the 2 notes, but in theory, what we've got is a root note and a thickener note to make the chord a bit more powerful. That's where the power comes from in power chord. So the 2 together create a very rock sound, but we can just disregard the thickener note and count that chord as just an E. I'm not saying that note doesn't make a difference, but it's not really doing much. All it's doing is making that E sound bigger. So in theory terms, we could just count that as an E. Then, all we've done by shifting this scale 3 frets, we found 2 scales that both contain an E note. And we know if we've just got an E we're playing over, and we get a scale, any scale that contains an E, then they should go together because that E is going to vibe with that E and all the other notes will sit around it. But why stop there? So going back to my previous question, why stop there? We've got 2 scales there, the E major and the G major, or E minor, that both contain an E note. And then we've gone and played those pentatonic scales. So why not find some other scales that also contain an E and play those over the progression, over the E5 chord? We've actually got E major, where it's the first note, D major, where it's the second note, C major, where it's the third note, B major, where it's the 4th note, A major, where it's the 5th, G major, where we already saw that, it's the 6th note, and F major, where it's the 7th note. So now we have, instead of 1 pentatonic scale, or 1 major pentatonic scale and 1 minor pentatonic scale, we have 7 different pentatonic scales we can use over this 1 chord. That may seem a bit mind-blowing, but you don't have to memorize every single one, just find your favorites. Yet some do definitely sound better than others. If you can do this, what you'll be doing from a theory standpoint is employing different modes over the same progression. Now I've already got a video on modes, and I may do one in the future about playing modes to the blues, so this might give you a bit of a head start on all that stuff. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. You can also visit my website chainsawguitartuition.net for information on how to get in contact with me for one-on-one guitar lessons over Skype or webcam. There are also some more lessons on that website, and I'm going to put a sheet up explaining all these different pentatonic scales you can play over the same chord. So that'll be linked below. And until then, turn up and rock out. So we're all familiar with the 12-bar blues. This is the standard progression you find in rock and obviously blues music. It's been played to death at jam nights all over the world. But the challenge is, how many different ways can you solo over this one progression? Hey guys, this is Rob, your online guitar teacher. Now I've got a backing track following the 12-bar blues progression in the key of E. It uses just power chords, so the root note and fifth, so that gives us more freedom when soloing.